maybe we start to deepen our breath. Taking long, full inhales. Maybe holding at the top for one moment before you slowly release.
Ooh. It means.
So take 2 or 3 breaths just like that. Setting an intention for the next 30 minutes. All right, if your eyes were closed, you can gently blink them back open. And let's begin. Let's take both of our hands and we're going to start by clasping them behind our back. So I'll turn to the side so you can see me. We're clasping our hands. We're trying to pull our shoulder blades together, drawing our elbows together. You really want to open up the chest here and warm up the shoulder blades, the chest, and the shoulders. So take a few deep breaths right here. This is a really nice stretch to help strengthen the spine, help align our posture. And it's a really nice stretch also if you spend a lot of time at the computer or sitting all day. So breathe into this space. And let's do a little bit of a neck stretch in addition to this. So keeping our hands clasped together behind us, let's drop our chin, releasing our neck, and looking down to the floor. Let your head and neck be heavy. Release and relax your shoulders away from your ears. And just take a full breath here. On our inhale, let's bring our chin back up to the sky and stretch the front of our neck as we look up. Exhale, let's do the same thing again. Chin comes down to the floor. Stretching that neck out. And on your inhale, looking back up to the sky. Fantastic. You can release your arms. And let's just roll out the shoulders a little bit. Inhale, let's bring our shoulders up to our ears. And exhale, roll them down our spine. Taking a few shoulder rolls here if we were holding any tension in our shoulders. Just a few. And then we'll reverse that movement. Inhale, bring our shoulders up to our ears. And exhale, bringing them forward and in front of us. Let's take our hands by our side, reset our breath. Inhale, we reach our arms up to the sky. Maybe we look up at our hands. And exhale, let's bring our hands down and in front of us to heart center. Let's do that movement one more time. We really want to incorporate the movement with the breath. Inhale, we stretch, reaching up. Exhale, lower the arms back down. Wonderful. Let's rest our hands back on our thighs and we'll take cat and cow poses seated in the chair. I'll turn to the side so you can see me, but you can keep facing forward. We're going to exhale. We're going to open our spine for cow pose. Opening our spine like we did before, looking up, maybe our chin looks up to the sky. And then we're going to roll our spine back towards the back of our chair, find cat pose, dropping our chin into our chest, and feeling that stretch in our upper back. And then take these 2 movements at your own pace. Every time you inhale, arch and open the back. Every time you exhale, roll the spine back and drop the chin. Inhaling and exhaling just like that. Take about 3 or 4 at your own pace. You can take these as large or as small as it feels good for you this morning. And after a few, let's find stillness in the center again. Let's take both of our hands by our side. Inhale, reach and stretch up to the sky. At the top, let's bring both of our hands together to touch. Inhale, and we're going to take a little bit of a back bend here. So we inhale, reach up, and exhale, reach up and back behind us. Still seated in our chair, rooting down through our hips. If our ribs are open, see if you can try and close the ribs closer together. And then lower the arms down and in front of you, heart center. Fantastic. Let's take a forward fold. So we're going to be reaching up and out of our hips, reaching down towards the ground. You can let your torso be heavy on your thighs. Try and release and relax any tension in your neck. Really reaching down towards the floor, including the crown of the head, which is also reaching down towards the floor. You can make any movements with your neck that feel good, maybe Shake your head no, nod your head yes. Take 2 breaths in and out. Inhale and exhale. All right, staying nice and low. On our next inhale, we're going to grab the right leg and we're going to bring it up as we bring our torso up. So bringing the leg up with us, bringing the leg up in close to the body, squeezing that hip and leg nice and close to the body. We want to sit up nice and long and tall with our spine, engage the core, and grow 1 inch taller with the crown of our head. And then take a few hip circles here. Going in one direction, starting to warm up that leg and hip. And then make sure to reverse the circle, going in the opposite direction. And lower that leg back down. We'll do the same thing with the other side. Inhale, stretch, reaching up nice and tall. At the top, our hands come to touch, and let's take our little back bend, only going as far as is comfortable for you. And then exhale, hands come to our knees, and let's take our forward fold, reaching towards the ground. Release and relax your head once you get to the bottom. Take 2 breaths here. And on your next inhale, we're going to grab hold of the left leg this time, stretching and pulling the left leg up as we bring our torso up. Really hug that leg in close to the body. Sit up and out of the hips. Reach the crown of the head towards the sky. And then take a few hip circles in one direction. And make sure you go in the opposite direction as well. And release that leg back down to the ground. Fantastic. Shake out the legs. We're going to do some more leg warm-ups in a second. And simply lift your heels up off the ground and then lower your heels back down. Starting to warm up the calves and the feet a little bit. Just taking a few, just like that. And then we're going to lift the right leg up to the sky and lower the right leg back down. Lifting the right, lowering the right. Like a marching position, we're keeping this leg still at a 90-degree angle this whole time. Really working that hip, working that quad. Take a few more. And make sure we're still engaging the core. Our ribs are knitting close together and our spine is nice and long. We don't want to roll back in our spine. We want to make sure we have a nice long and tall spine. Take a few more. You might be feeling that quad start to work now. And then once we get to the top of the next one, let's hold for 1 moment. Holding our leg at the top. It's okay if it's just hovering a few inches off the ground, or maybe you're lifting nice and high. And then release that right leg down. Let that leg fully relax, maybe shake out the legs a little bit. And same thing with the left leg. Lifting the left hip up, keeping our leg at a 90-degree angle, and lowering it back down. Lifting up and down, up and down. Take this at your own pace, take this at your own height. Wherever we are, we want to make sure we're sitting up still, nice and tall. Root down through the sit bones, grow 1 inch taller through the crown of the head. Keep going, lifting that leg up and down. Remember to breathe. And then next time you're at the top, let's hold that leg nice and tall. Holding, lifting that leg. Feel our legs start to activate, feel the warmth in our legs. 1 more breath. And lower that leg back down. Shake out the legs. Release. Fantastic. Let's take both of our hands to the side. Inhale, stretch and root up nice and tall. Exhale, hands come down and in front of us. Heart center. Reset the breath. All right. So we're going to take our sun salutation modified for the chair. We'll do it one slowly to begin, and then we'll take it a few more times with pace. We're going to add a few twists to the end. So if anybody's familiar with this sequence, there will be some twisting at the end that we're going to add on. All right. So let's begin. Our arms are by our side, finding our seated mountain position. And then inhale, we reach our arms up to the sky. On our exhale, find cactus pose. So cactus, 2 right angles with the arms. These are nice and strong arms. Our hands are facing forward and we're stretching through the tips of our fingertips. We're going to forward fold. Before we fold, we're going to find our core, just leaning in front so we can engage that core. And then we drop our hands down and reach all the way to the floor. On our next inhale, we're going to start with our right arm. We're going to take our right arm and reach and twist it up to the sky. You can stay nice and low here, and that'll be a deeper twist. Or if this is too much, you can come up high out of your seat and reach up with your right arm that way. Wherever we are, maybe we look straight ahead to the right, or maybe you try and reach and look up towards that top right hand. Exhale, lower the arm back down. Same thing on the left, twisting to the left. Our left hand reaches towards the sky. Maybe we look straight ahead to the left, or maybe you try and look up at that top hand. Reach through the tips of the fingertips. And exhale, lower the left arm back down. Let's take both of our hands, they come to our knees, and we're going to do a halfway lift. Reaching with a flat back, our torso is nice and long, our crown of our head is reaching in opposite direction than our tailbone. Feel that long line. Exhale, forward fold again. And then we're going to slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time, bringing everything up. Our torso, our arms, our head, our eyes. And then on our exhale, let's bring our hands to heart center, but we're not done yet. We're going to add that twist. So twisting over to the right, keeping our hands in line with our spine. And back to center. Twist over to the left. And back to center. One more time over to the right. You can stay right here, or if you'd like, take that left elbow and drop it down towards your right knee. So opposite elbow, opposite knee. If you'd like to see it from the side, I'll turn, but we're pressing our hands together, twisting the spine, looking straight ahead, or maybe up towards that top elbow. Unwind, coming back to center. Last twist over to the left. You can stay right here, or maybe you do that deeper twist, dropping the right elbow to the left knee. Pressing firmly through the hands, feeling those shoulder blades pulling back together behind us. Maybe you look straight ahead, or maybe you look up towards that left elbow. One more breath. Unwind, coming back to center. Reach the arms out nice and wide, open and close the hands, and then release the arms back down. Wonderful. Let's take that again. Inhale, stretching, reaching to the sky. Exhale, find our cactus arms. Halfway lift, reaching long with our spine, then drop the hands to the knees and forward fold, reaching towards the ground. Inhale with our right hand, twisting to the right. Exhale, lower that arm back down. Inhale, twisting to the left. Exhale, lower the arm back down. Inhale, halfway lift, long spine, straight line. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rolling all the way up to the sky. Looking up before we find our heart center arms, lowering down in front of us, and we'll take our twist. Over to the right. Inhale. Exhale as you come through center. Inhale, over to the left. Exhale as you come through center. Twisting over to the right. Stay here or take that deeper twist, dropping towards the knee. Coming back up through center, over to the left. Stay here or take that deeper twist, dropping that elbow to the knee. Exhale, coming back through center, reach the arms out nice and long. Open and close the hands, drop the arms back down. We'll take this one more time. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, cactus arms. Halfway lift, drop the hands, forward fold. Reach to the ground, drop that head. Inhale, right arm to the sky, twist. Exhale, lower the arm back down. Inhale, left arm comes to the sky, twist. Exhale, lower the arm back down. Inhale, halfway lift, nice long and tall spine. Forward fold. Inhale, bringing everything up. Arms, head. Exhale, coming to heart center. And twist over to the right. Back through center. Over to the left. Back through center. Over to the right. Add that deep twist if you'd like. Up and back through center, over to the left. Optional deep twist here as well. And back through center. Reach the arms out nice and long. Exhale, lower the arms back down. Roll the shoulders out. Hopefully we're feeling a little bit more warmed up now. Shake out the legs and we're going to come to a standing position. Let's just stand in front of our chair to start things off. Back a little bit. We'll take mountain pose. Adjust my camera so that my head doesn't get cut off. So we'll find mountain pose at the top of our mat, in front of our chair. Root down through the feet, pull up through the legs. We want really strong legs here. Inhale, shoulders come up to the ears, and then roll down our spine, opening up the chest. Our palms face forward. And as we stand here, we want to root down through the feet and grow 1 inch taller through the crown of our head. This looks like a stable and stationary pose, but you should feel your limbs pulling in opposite directions. Engage the core, maybe bring the ribs closer together. Exhale, release. Wonderful. All right, we're going to come stand behind our chair, so make whatever adjustments that you need. We're going to do a few standing postures using the chair for balance. I'm going to turn to the side, but feel free to stay facing the camera. And we'll step a few inches behind our chair, holding onto the chair or maybe just out of reach. And we're going to reach our torso and take a modified downward facing dog. So the further away from the chair we stand, the more challenging this is going to be. And then the closer we are to the chair, the more accessible this is going to be. And then we're reaching our torso down. Obviously, the lower we go, the more deep shoulder stretch we're going to feel as well. So if that's too much, feel free to stay nice and high here. But just like in our halfway lift, we're reaching the crown of the head away from the tailbone. Feel that stretch in your back. Feel the stretch in the backs of your hamstrings. And this stretch is really good to strengthen everything in the legs, the hips, the quads, the hamstrings, and then feel your feet even rooting through the ground here. Try and release and relax your shoulders away from your ears. Take one more breath here. Maybe pedal out the feet if you'd like, bending one leg at a time. And then let's find stillness in our downward facing dog for one more moment. And then on our next inhale, we're going to bring our torso back up. We're going to step our right leg in front of us, keeping our left leg back, and we're going to find our warrior one position. So bend deeply through that front right leg. Our back leg is back behind us straight. Both of our hips are facing the chair, and our arms can be holding onto the chair, or maybe they come and hover off the chair right in front of us. Always that chair is here for balance if you'd like. And if you're feeling good right here in this position, let's breathe and inhale our arms up overhead. Releasing and relaxing the shoulders away from the ears. Feel the strength in our legs in this pose. Our right hip is pulling back, our left hip is pulling forward so that we have really square hips here. On our inhale, you can take an optional back bend. So if you'd like to reach up and back behind you, take a little back bend there, see how that feels. And then let's lower our arms back down to the chair, step our right leg back, and find downward facing dog again. Resetting the breath for one moment, and then we'll take the same thing with our left leg. Left leg steps forward, find that warrior one position. So deep bend in the left leg, both of our hips facing forward, our back leg behind us is straight. Our torso is nice and long, engaging the core here, and then take one or maybe both arms off the chair, reaching our arms in front of us. Feel that deep bend in the legs. And then if you'd like, you can raise your arms up overhead, knowing that the chair is always there for balance if you need. Remember to breathe. Reach your fingertips up nice and long. Relax and release your shoulders away from your ears. One more breath. And then exhale, holding back onto the chair. Step back to find downward facing dog. Pedal out the feet if you'd like. On our next inhale, we're going to take our right leg, step it forward, but we're going to step it a little bit wider this time, wider than the chair, and even wider than your hip width distance. So I'll turn to the side if you need to see me this way, but we're taking a wide lunge, taking our right leg out a little bit to the right. This is like modified lizard lunge. So we'll just hold here for a few breaths, really holding onto the chair as we're getting a nice, we might be feeling this stretch in our hip flexor. Hold for one more breath. And then step back to downward facing dog. And same thing on the left. Take our left leg in front of us, bending deeply in that low lunge, a little bit wider than the chair this time. And again, the longer our stance is, the more challenging this is going to be. So feel free to play with that. And if it's too much, you can always walk that back leg in for more stability. All right, so holding here for one more breath. And then let's straighten our legs, step back to downward facing dog a final time, and then walk towards the chair. Fantastic. All right, let's have a seat back in our chair. Taking a few breaths once you get here, noticing how the body feels. Hopefully we're warmed up. But just whatever you're feeling at this moment, just tune into that. Let's take our hands by our side, stretch and reach them up overhead. And on our exhale, just lower our arms down in front of us. And we're going to take, for our final pose, camel pose. So this is modified for the chair. A few options here, depending on how our back is feeling today. I'll turn to the side so you can see me. But basically, we're going to do a back bend seated in the chair. So scooch up close to the edge of your chair. Reach your arms back behind you. Our thumbs are facing down. And just similar to the stretch we did this morning with our hands clasped, try and reach towards the back of your chair, holding on to the chair. So you can take this as deep as you'd like. If this is as far as you'd like to go and you feel that nice stretch, stay right here, breathing into that space. The lower your arms are, you might feel a different stretch here. And see if you want to lift your chin up to the sky, exaggerating that back bend. See how far you'd like to go today. And then let's come out of it. Let's take a counter stretch, just rolling our chair, our back towards the back of the chair. Maybe drop your chin, head and neck. Maybe shake it from either side, left to right. Let that back release, and we'll take that one more time. So stretching with our inhale, reaching our arms back behind us, high or low, see how it feels. And maybe you lift your chin, drop your head back behind you. Breathe into this space. Release your shoulders. And then when you're ready, let's take that counter stretch again. Release the back bend, bring our hands to our knees, drop your chin, roll your shoulder back, your back towards the back of the chair. And then we can find a neutral spine. Take both hands by our side, inhale, final breath, reaching up nice and tall. And then on our exhale, let's bring our hands down and in front of us, and we'll find our Shavasana. So Shavasana, find a comfortable seat in your chair. Maybe bring the legs out a little bit longer in front of you. Let your hands and thighs, hands rest on your thighs. Maybe your palms flip up to face the sky. And let your back just relax on the back of the chair. Feel yourself supported by the chair. And as we breathe here, you can simply close your eyes or soften your gaze to the floor. Tune back into your breath, tune back inward towards your body and see how you're feeling. Maybe compare to before we started this practice today to what you feel right now in the present moment. And just take about the next 2 minutes to try and be as still as possible, releasing and relaxing every muscle of the body. Mental scan starting at the top of your head, all the way down to your toes. Checking in with every muscle. If your breath has become shallow, start to bring breath back to the body. Take some nice deep soothing breaths. Maybe wiggle your fingers, move your toes. And then we'll sit up a little bit taller in our chair. Bring our hands in front of us to heart center. Take one more full deep inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Let's do that again. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Just release the air. Namaste.